Welcome to Teen Kids News. I'm Veronique. Let's begin with our top story for this week. This year, more than 2 million students will apply to college. But applying is actually a two-way street. Amelia explains.
For many of us, college has been this goal it seems we've been working towards for years.
You know, have to be a president of every club, have to get a 2,400 on your SATs, have to get a 36 on your ACTs, have to take subject tests, have to do well on your AP tests. You have to have a lot of extracurriculars. You have to be super involved in every single extracurricular you're participating in, along with attending, 3 hours of sports practice after school. Basically, you're not a human.
Wow. Little wonder that we look at getting into college as a combination of running a marathon and being a contestant on The Voice. But that doesn't mean the college gets to make all the decisions. You are also in the driver's seat, and it starts with weighing the pros and cons of each school you're considering. Back with us again is Rob Franek. He's a college prep expert from the Princeton Review. Hi, Rob.
Hey, good to be here.
What's the best way to learn about a college?
What we tell our students is that the easiest and the quickest way to learn about a school is to get onto campus, to take a tour, to spend the day at that school, because it allows you to answer this question: is that school going to be a great fit for you? And the way we define fit is an academic fit, campus culture fit, financial aid fit, career services fit. Is the food good? Are the beds comfortable? These are questions that you can ask about in your interview as well as your time on campus.
Isn't the official tour pretty much a very organized sales pitch? After all, don't schools pick students with the best personality to be tour guides?
It's an important question to ask, and the answer is always going to be yes, right? Schools, colleges, universities are always going to pick their most polished students to come out in front of prospective college students and their families. But that doesn't mean that those students couldn't give you an unbiased view. Remember that your role is not just to be marketed to, but to use that tour or any time on that campus as an opportunity for you to ask questions as well.
Knowing that the tour guide is probably not impartial, should you take the official tour, or is it smarter to explore on your own?
Yeah, it's a good question to bring up. And the way we guide students at Princeton Review is to always take the official tour. But know that that's not the only option that's out there. The official tour is going to be valuable because it's going to give you great breadth of information as to what that school can offer. That student's perspective, but also all of the things that you'll be seeing on that tour. But that doesn't stop there. I would always suggest that students spend time on campus, eat the food, visit some classes. Most times, schools will allow you to stay overnight with a current student after you've applied to that school. So the options are near limitless of what you can do after you make those initial kick-the-tire times at that school by taking the official tour.
Before visiting, should you ask for an interview with the college admissions officer?
Any opportunity that you are given to interview, you should always take advantage of the opportunities. The answer is always yes. If you're planning an official visit to that school, you should always ask for an interview when you're there. However, it might not be the way that you think about the interview in your head right now. It might not be with the admission counselor that's charged with reading applications from your high school specifically. It could be another representative on that campus that day. It might also be with an alumni representative in your home city or town for a school that might be across the country for you. Any opportunity for you to interview is always going to be valuable.
What kind of questions should you ask?
When I talk to students about using the best time that they can during that interview, we say you should be asking 3 questions, or 3 different kinds of questions. The first should always be about the academic experience on campus. Are classes traditionally taught by faculty? Are they taught by teacher assistants? Are faculty accessible outside the classroom after class ends? What is the typical experience going to be like for you at that school in the classroom? Second question, and the bucket of questions there, is going to be about campus culture. What is the typical student like at that school? Do they lean to the left or right politically from the political spectrum? Are they religious students or are they not religious students? Things that are going to make up the campus community, I think, are incredibly important for students. And the third bucket of questions are going to be about financial aid. We know that college costs are rising. College concern around cost is a concern for so many students and parents. So you should understand that you can use that interview to talk about college costs, return on your academic investment, and many parents' investments in you through tuition dollars.
Speaking of questions, Rob, I've got a few more, but they'll have to wait until after our break. Teen Kids News will be right back. we're talking with college prep expert Rob Franek. He's with the Princeton Review. Rob, so we're taking a tour of a college we're interested in, and we've landed an interview with the college admissions officer. What can we say or do that would impress him or her?
Well, there are many things that you can do and say that will impress that admissions counselor. One, that you've done your homework and you see yourself as a great fit in that school. But number two is a great conversation that you can have with that admissions representative. Your experiences in high school, what you're looking forward to in college. Feel free to talk about what the academic life is going to be like for you in the classroom as well as your life outside the classroom. This is an opportunity for you to have a real conversation about what you're bringing to the table as an applicant as well as what your experience is going to be for those next 4 years.
What should you never say or do during the interview?
One, I wouldn't be critical of that school during an interview, but other things, you want to be polished throughout that exchange during the interview. So no chewing gum, no checking your phone, all of the things that we would know are common sense thing, but let's remind ourselves of them before we get into that interview setting.
I've heard that some students jot down notes after they visit a school. Good idea?
Fabulous idea to jot down notes after you visited a school because it's going to be fresh in your head, that experience that you had with students, admissions representative, faculty that you might have met. I would do it after you get back in the car, get back onto the plane that evening, but you should always do it because it's going to be invaluable to you when you're thinking about crafting your real application list in a few months.
Should we try to visit every school on our list?
I think most students have best intentions to get out to every school on their list. And if you can do it, without question, you should. But the second best thing that I think most students can do is gather as much information as possible about student opinion. I'm talking student opinion from current college students. I've been writing a book for Princeton Review for a long time. It's called The Best 380 Colleges, and we surveyed a little over 136,000 current college students about their experiences, academically or otherwise, and we write about each of those experiences for those 380 schools. There are other organizations that do similar services as well. One is unigo.com, and then the last one is ratemyprofessors.com. Now that is based specifically on current college students rating their academic experience with faculty that they have in the classroom. But the first two are about academics as well as life outside the classroom.
Any final advice?
Final advice is this experience is going to be some work, but it should be exciting and enjoyable to you as well. Remember that you're going to be talking about where you've gone to college for the rest of your life. So your job in high school is to make sure that you are getting out there and asking these tough questions. We've been doing this stuff for a long time at our Princeton Review shop, and it is a great experience for students as well as parents and counselors helping you along the way.
Great information. Thanks, Rob. See you again soon.
Good to be here. Thanks again.